Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sean and today we're going to talk about the best non-qualifiers from this year's Eurovision national selection season. So it's been a few weeks now since national selection season finished and I definitely have my favourites. So I whittled them down to a top 20 with the view of not talking for Asian ages in mind. I'm just going to play you the snippets from my 20 through 11 and then we'll dive a bit deeper into my top 10. So for the time being, let's hear my 20 through 11.
Wasting my life chasing good times. When the world goes on again, I'm not afraid. At the end of the day, 'cause you're next to me.
La dolce, mi gori noche, daleko brez tě. Konané svoje, kada nije tvoje, ništa moje doći će. Neki novi sati, neka drugi pati, ne živim bez analoge. Samo daj, neki kraj, kažu da me leči sve.
Reason to let it sway. Lost in space. Memories in my heart. Mi si spezza la voce quando parlo di te. Mi si spezza la voce e lo sai che da quando ti ho visto le stelle
Vad fan är du som tar detta sig? Din nöda egen driver för. Så fan nobody plans for me.
Love, madre like ship Hanli egli fein tridni na mele daigli on Reya som li deya Bakten am le Regina nam le Regina nam nam Regina nam nam Regina nam nam Regina.
Et je te traite et je te donne mon ennui et puis mal dans mon chat. Allez, allez, reviens-moi. Allez, allez, surprends-moi. Raconte-moi n'importe quoi. Je te promets, ça m'ennuie pas.
The loser. I could just not believe no strings attached. But I'm living for more than myself like I
Vet av dig, det är bara vi här och nu. För ingen annan som du. Oh, 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 oh. Vet av dig, tills natten har tagit slut. Tills ingenting som där ut. Oh, 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 oh.
Okay, I guess I'll quickly preface it by saying that the only two from my 20 through 11 that I think would have served better at this year's Eurovision for their respective countries is Aiden for Malta with Regina and La Diva for San Marino. They're the only two that I think would highly likely have scored a much better result for their countries. And actually, honestly, I'm not certain that on either of those qualifying this year. And I think if they had instead sent the songs that I've shown, they would have had a much stronger chance of making it to the final. So they're the only two from my 20 through 11 that I think, would have stood a much greater chance at qualifying. Now my top 10. Let's start with revisiting Benidorm Fest. It is Vico with Noche Entera.
Tu boquita de fresa, mi mojito de menta. Las cosas bonitas al final se encuentran. Fuerte Benidorm. Toda la noche entera. Noche entera.
Like hands down, the most memorable, catchy, radio-friendly pop banger from the pre-selection this year in Spain. I absolutely think that Blanca Paloma was correct in winning because of just how mesmerizing the whole stage performances of her entry. But there's no denying that the one song from Spain this year that I go back to repeat constantly is this song from Vico. So it's a shame. It obviously did so well in and of itself, and I'm sure she's going to do well from the song, but maybe another year, But going up against the artistry that Blanca Paloma was bringing, it was always going to be a tricky sell because she was just sensational. So I get why she went on the night, of course. And I think Blanca Paloma's performance will likely do better than Vico could have done at Eurovision. So right decision from Spain. In 9th place, I have Tennessee Tears, Now I Know.
Now I know we were kids and you were living down the road, breaking hide and seek and falling sticks and the stones. Feels like yesterday, but why so long ago? Now I know I didn't see it in the night colored show.
This is far and away the song from any national selection that made me feel most euphoric this year. I can't pinpoint what it is, like I'm a bit of a country sucker anyway, but just the way they performed and the way they interacted just did something to me. I was just so like entranced by this duo. I thought it was vocally amazing. I think so much more could have been done with staging, and that's ultimately what let them down from qualifying to the final of Melodifestivalen. But it just, like a bit like Monika Linkytė from Lithuania, it just brings me joy every time I watch this one. So it is hands down one of my favourites of this year. Obviously they were up against Loreen, so their chances were always a bit questionable, but I would have loved to have seen them in the final, and I do hope they come back and try again one year for Melodifestivalen, because they are very talented. In my 8th spot, I have Louise, You to Hold Me from Latvia.
Well, maybe someday I will find someone who gives me more sense, but I just want you to hold me so I can make it through.
Who'd have thought Latvia would perform something that would end up in my top 8 from the national pre-selections. This song, like, I have gone back and watched snippets here and there for the songs I like. I've gone and watched the full performance from their pre-selection live, and this did not come through. Like, it was not, I think it came last in the national final, which is such a shame. The live performance did not do it justice. She did sound a bit nervous and the vocals were just not quite there, but the song itself, it's sensational. Everyone should go and listen to the full thing. It just is a beautiful, amazingly written song, and yeah, it's such a shame that she didn't come through vocally on the night, because I do think that absolutely this song itself does not deserve last place. I agree that it probably would not have performed so well at Eurovision if the vocals weren't on point, but it sucks because this song is beautiful. In the same vein, my 7th position, Ireland, Connolly, Midnight Summer Night.
Midnight summer night, I don't know if I could make sense of it now. Please tell me how. I don't know if I could make sense of it now. Please tell me how. I don't know if I could.
Never have I been more sure of an alternative national selection song faring better for Eurovision than I have been for this song in respect to Wild Youth. And no disrespect to Wild Youth, of course, because they're coming, they're doing their thing, that's amazing. But this is like the only song this year that's actually made me emotional watching. The vocal that she delivers, it's flawless, okay? And it's a song that completely the opposite to what Ireland is sending. We have a song that sounds so written for Eurovision versus a song that is so clearly something that she has come up with and put out. It just sounds so her, and it's such a shame that she doesn't have the chance to perform that on the bigger stage. Honestly, I think this is for now up there with my biggest robberies of the year. Again, no disrespect to Wild Youth, I get it, and I get the anthemic vibes, I love that for them, but this just, for me, has so much more meaning and connects with me so much more. So, love this song, love Connolly, and I hope she comes back again in the future. Now, number 6, the song I think that caught me most off guard from all these pre-selections. I think it's one that from the snippets I paid absolutely no mind to, and then I saw it sort of unravel before my eyes and I was gobsmacked. It's Aline Thorpe, Not Meant to Be, from Norway.
Suppress 100 memories. The good ones always get to me. I blocked your number cause there's one name I just cannot see. Oh darling, I like to say you can't want who you want, but you can't have me.
I think if my friends were to ask me to play a performance from this year's national selections that I know that they'd like, I'd play this one. It's one that just does not get old. No matter how many times I have had this song on repeat, no matter how many times I play it, the different elements that make up this song, the cinematic style, the way it builds, the way the chorus drops, her and her performance, she just sells it so amazingly. I can't give this song enough praise, honestly, and Melody Grand Prix this year was an absolute bloodbath. So many amazing entries and so many songs from that selection that I listen to still. But this is still a standout for me. Like, no, and again, up against Alessandra and another one that we'll come to shortly, I realistically didn't stand much of a chance, but I just need to give this its flowers because I think the song is an absolute banger. Absolute banger. And yeah, I will have this on repeat for the summer. Like, it's an absolute anthem. I love it. I love it. My 5th place goes to Polvere, Oli from Italy.
Stavo sotto un nuvolone, poi mi sono accorto che più lontano c'era il sole. Ho visto uno scatolone, c'era scritto fragile, non sembra facile però è su di me. Solo polvere.
The hyper-like auto-tuning is not normally my style. This is an exception. He did manage to somehow deliver it live. I think this year is missing the really fast-paced male bangers, and that's what this is. It's a song with many elements to it, but at the crux of it, even if you don't have a clue what he's talking about, it makes you feel good, and that's really quite something. Now, up against Marco Mengoni, in terms of Eurovision success, I do think Marco's vocal has the edge on Ollie's performance. I could be eating my words, I'm sure I will be, but for me, Marco was the right choice on the night. But this, again, deserves some flowers because, yeah, it's an absolute bop. I love it. In my 4th place tonight, my sort of heartthrob of the year, it's Ulrika from Norway, honestly.
You said this love would never die, but now there's nothing left and honestly,
And honestly, I could not have asked for more from Ulrika with this comeback. I absolutely adored Attention, and I thought it was such a shame that she didn't get her chance at Eurovision. And I was so unbelievably thrilled and excited that she was making a comeback. And I honestly could not have asked for a stronger entry from her. It just felt like her to a T. It was pristine, it was perfection. But again, she was up against the absolute powerhouse that was Alessandra. And so it just was not her year. But I think in any other year, she would have undoubtedly won for Norway and gone to represent them at Eurovision. So I do pray that she comes back again. To get her chance, finally, she deserves it. She's an absolute icon. So, yeah. Now we're down to my top 3. If you have not enjoyed the songs so far, you're not gonna like these top three. That's a certainty. My third place is another Swedish Melodifestivalen entry. It's Kiana. Where Did You Go?
Under the stars, that's where I found you. Where did you go? 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 Where did you go?
I just don't know if I could be more impressed with a child. Literally, she turned 16 on like the day of her heat, and the confidence and the star quality that she brings and the Dua Lipa vocals, I honestly don't know if I could tell them apart. Groundbreaking, never seen before, iconic, unbelievable. I love this girl and I think she will win Melodifestivalen one year. I do. You heard it here first. I just see it for her. I don't care if it's throwaway pop. It's an absolute anthem that I will have on repeat for the rest of the year. So, get to know, I guess. Okay, my top two. This was a tough decision. It is so hard to pick between these top two. But I had to, so number 2 is Sigga Ósk from Iceland, Dancing Lonely.
Beint í hjartastað, þetta gamla lag fær mig til að vilja dansa. Það eitthvað sem fær mig til að vilja dansa. Reyna að gleyma þér og dansa. Beint í hjartastað, þetta gamla lag.
I still can't work out if I prefer the Icelandic version or the English version. Honestly, I love them both for their own reasons. I guess the Icelandic version was my first dip into hearing what has become one of my favourite songs, maybe of all time. No other song this year fills me with as much joy as this song does when it comes on. I think it was impeccably performed. The staging, the songwriting, the way the melody goes, the key change, guys, the key change. I can't find a fault in it. And I do like and enjoy Iceland's entry this year, and I do think maybe for mass appeal, Dilia was the right choice, but there's just a part of me that thinks, oh God, who knows? This might have really just surprised everyone and killed it. I don't know. I think this song is impeccable. It gives me all of my 80s fantasies. Beautiful, beautiful synths. It's incredible. If you have not done yourselves the pleasure of listening to it in full, please go and do it, because you probably won't regret it if you have taste like mine. So go for it. Sigga Ósk, incredible. I really, really hope she comes back again. And finally, my number 1 song from this year's national selection season. It's a throwaway pop song, so again, if you don't like that, leave now. It's from Lithuania, and it's Let Me Think About Me.
Let me think about me. You stick to doing you. I know you think about me. That's what I do. Call it savage love. I'm leaving my own place.
Again, it's so funny that this is my absolute favourite of the non-qualifiers this year, but when I think about would I choose this over Monica Linkite, probably not. I think Monica Linkite has a better chance at doing well at Eurovision based on the way she emotes, sort of the ethno aspects of her song, the joy that it sort of pumps into your veins when you're watching her. But also, in the same vein, this song absolutely slaps like no other. This is a number 1 UK radio song without a doubt. You know, if Paulina had more exposure, she just gives superstar, and every time I watch her performance in the final, when she does that high note, I just get chills. Like there's no other way to describe it. And Of course, if she had won and was going for Lithuania, she probably still would be in my, just shy of my top 5, I guess. Maybe in the same place as Monica. I do love both songs so much. But I think for mass appeal, Monica was the right decision, for sure. But Let Me Think About Me will be my top songs of the year. Just generally speaking, outside of Eurovision. I know that I'm going to play this on repeat. So, yeah. Those were my thoughts. I did not watch every national selection religiously, so some I only watched snippets for and then listen to the full versions of songs that I liked the 10 seconds of. But based on my top 20, if there are any songs that you think I haven't mentioned that I should have, that you're surprised I missed, then please let me know, because I might have just not heard them and I would love to. So please, anything I've missed, anything you'd recommend, let me know. And I will see you all for the next one. Bye for now.